Okay, so here's play number 4. Everyone runs on something. And one of the methods I like to use when I'm using the playbook is I like to read through it with them. You know, we'd hope they've read it, but if it were me, I probably would not have read it. So it is really necessary to know people's needs. And it's no more than a realtor has to know your price range or a doctor has to know your symptoms. By analyzing their needs, you're showing you care, and people first want to know that you care about them. After all, sponsoring human beings isn't a technique, it's a process. You can't present their solutions until you understand their desires. Now's the time to explore their wants, their hopes. Let them tell you what fuels them. You're going to meet people every hour, every day for the rest of your life. Let their stories unfold. Let them tell you about their families, their careers, and what they do for fun. Take mental notes. Then when it seems perfectly natural, you might call them to get together, maybe at a coffee shop, maybe in their den, or yours. But wherever you meet, just remember, you've shown more interest in them than anyone has in perhaps the last 10 years. You know what makes the adrenaline pump? What they want to escape and move toward. As you listen to people, you'll be able to pick up on those potential for your business. People rarely wear their needs on their sleeves, so you'll have to do some work, and it's all on the inside. I think this is an absolute foundational key to sponsoring. And notice it didn't say everyone runs on something, so after you get them to a business presentation, get to know them. I think the art of getting people involved in our business and using our products is getting to know them. And that's why so often it works well when you've got this relationship you've already built with people, and so you already kind of know where they're coming from. When you first start a business, you might be able to say to them, this is why you've come to mind. But that's not always going to be the case, and I think probably one of the strongest things that I do that helps me sponsor, whether I've known you for 2 minutes or whether I've known you for 2 years, I really try to see where you're at. I try to get to know what's in your head, what makes you tick, and as a matter of fact, if you're in my business and I don't know what makes you tick, I'll work really hard to make sure I know what makes you tick. I think that the key to success with contacting, inviting people, or sponsoring, whatever the case might be, is to become a good listener. Don't just ask, really listen. Find out what makes them tick. Qualify people to see if they're looking for an opportunity. Don't just tell them about the product. Don't assume they're coming to you for the product. They might be coming to you for the opportunity. And when I say coming to you, I mean they might have been put in your life for specifically this opportunity. They might have been put in your life for specifically this product. But you have to find out about them. And don't assume anything. I love when Joel said, who's the first 10 people that come to mind, write it down. Too often we try to say, who's the first 10 people that you think might want to use this product? Who's the first 10 people that you think might want to do this as a business? And that's just terrible, because how many of you have put a wrap on a size 2 gal that should not have ever wanted the applicator, but it's all she wanted and she wanted to do the business? But had we thought, well, she doesn't need it, why would I ever contact her? That would have held us back. So I like the word form as a way to get to know people. F-O-R-M. Remember, this is not about you. When you give the business plan, it's not about you. When you talk about the product, it's not really about you. It's always about them. And so, number 1, F, ask them about their family. What's going on in their lives? O, ask them about their occupation, about their job, how their job is going. Do they like it? Are they making enough money? All that kind of stuff. Again, not everybody wants replacement income to get rid of their job, but it's sure a lot more fun to go where you feel called to be when you don't have to worry about the money side of it. R is recreation. Ask them what they enjoy to do with their free time. How about M for motivation? What's their why? And to find out if they'd be interested in a home-based business opportunity. You know, I think something just to ask, what do you do for fun? Try to relate to them and see. Again, I really believe it's all about divine appointments and why they're put in your path. And there might be something in your life that was known that was needed, and they're going to come fill that gap as well. So really get to know them. And I believe everybody doesn't have enough time. Nobody has enough time. Everybody's busy. We all are. We all have that extreme excuse. But when you truly get to know them, or you truly get to the heart of their why, and that's when you hear people say the why that makes people cry, then you've reached a place where it's not about time anymore, because you know we make time for things that matter to us. We always do. That's just how we are. And so people are going to ask themselves 3 questions when they're sitting with you. They're not going to ask it out loud. They're not even going to say it to you. They're going to ask themselves, does this person care? Can I trust them? And how will what they're doing benefit me? The more the conversation is about them, the more that those questions are going to be eased. So let's get back to contacting and inviting. Like Joel said, how many people are you prepared to contact and invite in order to achieve your dreams? There's a little quote on the page before. This kind of plays off of step 3, and it says, if I were going to pay you $100 per person you put on your list, how many people would you put on that list? I'll have people that say, I've thought all I can think of, I've got 5. We'll tell them, good, they can be done by 5 o'clock. They can be out of work by 5 o'clock. So this is your business. How much do you care? The next question is, your attitude needs to be that a no just brings you closer to a yes. Yesterday I was on the phone with a new prospect that I just brought into the business. And she said to me, she's been telling me about another company that she was with, and she said she has almost 2 years for a full 18 months to give this everything she's got. And I just said to her, no matter what we're doing, no matter how much fun we're having, we're going to get no's. So the goal is, how many no's can we get? Because that just brings us closer to a yes. Okay? But I really believe the more you get to know the people that you're in a sphere of influence with, the less you'll hear no's, because you'll know they're not interested. Or you'll know that, yes, they are interested. So it won't be about no's anymore. It'll be about, are they ready for this? Are they open for this? And is this what they need? Okay, so that's oh, nope. This one goes on and on. This one's a really long one. How about inviting to a wrap party? Let's talk about some basics for inviting to a wrap party, because this is all based on getting to know people for the business and getting to know people for inviting them to a wrap party, inviting them to talk about the business. So this is a little bit of a long section. Let's just go through this. You have to be excited about it, first of all. And the number one way to invite people to our parties is to get on the phone and tell them your experience. You're not giving them a party on the phone. You're calling to invite them. Calling to tell them dress comfortably. They're not going to have to get naked. If they'd like to try it, it's going to cost them some money. They're not used to paying money, so make sure that they know that. But we're not doing something that's normal. Okay? The phone is the best way to initially contact. And if your person or you have not been to a party yet, so you don't have that genuine excitement, go to a party first before you start inviting. Okay? That's what my challenge would be to you. And then as you're bringing people in, if they've never seen one, get them to a party first before they start inviting for their own. Email, text, and Facebook are secondary sources to get people to your party, not your primary source. And they're also great ways to follow up, to remind them. Text the day of the party for a reminder. Maybe throw in, bring a friend, and you'll get XYZ. Keep the phone conversation simple and to the point. We use the duct tape method. Let them know that you went to a party, tried a new product, and that you lost blah, blah, blah. Or that you went to a party and you saw many people losing these kind of inches. Tell them the party's going to take about 1.5 to 2 hours. You know, be honest with them, and then let them know it always depends on how much fun we're having and how quickly we can get through the conversation. All right, the goal is to definitely get them to a party. You're not trying to explain what the applicator does and what the ingredients are all about and how safe it is. You can say it's natural, it's safe, you can give some tag points like that, but if the questions start, tell them that you don't know enough about it and they'll have to come hear the explanation to get more info. Okay? Now let's say you're inviting to a business party, whether it's like a business plan, what we're going to show you later today. That might be one-on-one, that might be in a home, or that might be here with Dr. Don or with one of us like we're doing next week. Be honest and sincere. They'll know through your conviction if this is something you're into. And if you're not, or you're not totally sold on it, then you might need to do some more mental work, do some more dreaming with your upline before you start inviting. Okay? You might need to do some more personal developing first. But they're going to hear it through your conviction. The purpose of this invite for the business opportunity is just to get together, to explain the